The button says we're red.
Oh, red.
And fade in Chris. Fade in Chaz.
Whoa, hey.
Whoa.
Not cool.
Careful how you're looking there. And we should be live. Okay,
Yeah,
so
we
what
are.
I
Actually
was
got a
gonna
notification today.
you did?
Anyway.
You
Yeah.
did get a note? Cool. Yeah, I told you I got in and changed the settings, right?
Mm-hmm. This is super
So-
interesting for our viewers at home.
Yeah, so for people who are watching, I am the producer, the tech guy, and the co-host all at once.
And I'm the talent.
And you're the talent and co-host and color guy. Ooh, that was weird.
Color commentary.
And I have a fancy new microphone because I got bored and was feeling rich momentarily. Oh, I'll talk about one other thing. So I bought the microphone. And last episode, you were talking about being Scottish and thrifty. And I brought up being a little more value-oriented than miserly. So here's what I'll say. The shirt I have on, it's a Patagonia base layer. And I can wear this on a day when it's 85. And as an undershirt, when it's 55 out, it's totally warm. And it's a $70 undershirt, $60 undershirt, $59. But it's so totally worth it to me to be comfortable that I went and bought 3 more.
Yeah, I would say that that's the proper, putting it into practice, that's the proper way that you should get value out of the things that you purchase, not just being thrifty or cheap or whatever. Just being, instead of buying, like you own the Corvettes, instead of buying the Corvettes, you buy a jalopy. It's like, no, you didn't get any value there. You just wasted your money on this shit car. It gets you from point A to B, whereas the Corvettes actually have value for the money that you're putting in for them.
Right, and before I crashed Black Power, my plan was to drive that for a minimum of 200,000 miles. So,
Black Power? I never knew that was the name of the car.
yeah, I had Black Power and White Power. You never knew that?
Oh, now you only have White Power. What does that tell you about Chris, folks? He hated Black Power so much that he crashed it. Just did
Not true.
Not in for that.
I loved Black Power. That was such a great daily driver.
Still does.
And I had the best
That's a
car
great
stereo
car.
of any car stereo I've ever had. And it wasn't even that much money.
I took my senior prom date to prom in that car.
Did I tell you I went to it at the junkyard and actually said goodbye to it and thanked it for protecting me in the crash? I did. I was sad.
Did you really?
I was kind of sad, yeah.
Aw. You with a car like that, you could totally build a human bond, humanized bond.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Cars, you push the button or turn the key and they kind of come to life.
Yeah. Not like Kirby, but,
Who's Kirby? Oh, yeah.
Kirby's the living race car, whatever, this stupid VW Beetle.
No,
Anyway,
that's
we're starting the
that's
show with that
Herbie.
reference. What?
That's Herbie.
Oh, is it Herbie?
Yeah,
Well,
whatever.
all right. You didn't have to call me out like that.
It's been a while.
We didn't even do the introduction yet, by the way, and we're a few minutes in.
Ooh, we're slipping. So it is, September 13th? September 12th.
12th.
That's right, it's
Would have been.
Saturday. I was thinking it was Sunday. And I'm
That's for a
Chris,
curveball on Chris. I'm Charlie.
and we're going to...
Ask the 8-Ball. What? Was that a new intro? Yes, it was. Wow. Mind blown. Yeah. We're going to ask the 8-Ball. Chris made an
And-
executive level decision, which I stand by.
And we
What?
changed the title from 8-Ball
Yeah.
to Ask the 8-Ball. And
Which is more descriptive than a title, but yeah.
it is. So now we need the question. I'm putting you on the spot, man.
Oh, fuck. was so hoping that you would take this one. All right, let me think of
All right,
something
that's fine.
good.
No, I
What's
got
been
it.
going
I got
on
it.
good in life? Oh, okay. He's just gonna take it from me.
No, go ahead. No, now my feelings
No, I
are
didn't
hurt.
have anything.
Okay,
I got a good question. No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead. Do
I
it.
got to come up with. My question's not a yes or no. Are my goofy $60 T-shirts a reasonable value proposition?
It's a good question. Let's see. Shake this fucker. Oh, yes. That's it. One word answer. It didn't even have to think. It didn't even have to explain itself more than that one word. It just says yes. That's a good purchase right there.
And
Congratulations.
it doesn't even say
And-
Patagonia on it anywhere. It's not pretentious or anything.
Yeah, and this shirt, I'm guessing it was a gift, so I'm guessing it was $140.
Oh my gosh.
But it's not. Yeah, but it's not. You can't like wear it. It's just fashionable. It's not. You can't wear it out. Is it even fashionable? I think it is.
I
not-
don't
yeah,
think
it's
it's
not good for
$140
temporary.
fashionable though.
Yeah, no,
I think
probably not.
here's the thing: if you couldn't tell the difference between $140 and $40 at Target, then spend the $40 at Target.
Oh, totally. Well, did I tell you what I've been doing? And it's going to be my new uniform because I bought so many of them. But they're these quarter zips that are like thin, kind of.
Yeah.
You can buy packs of 3 of them for $21 on Amazon, and they're great.
I have some long sleeve polos that are off Amazon, and they're like
Those are
$24.
good?
They're really nice and they're
Yeah, I
really
love that.
durable.
That's great.
Yeah,
I'm just going to do all my shopping on there from now on.
yeah. That's the one nice thing about work from home.
Yeah.
I got like my uniform, one of these, and
Yeah.
that's it. Shave every other day.
That's the way to go.
Yes,
Yeah.
and then
That's clean
pop
shave.
for a microphone.
So, Chris, how's. Anyway, folks, welcome to the show. And today, we're going to talk about something fun.
Your thing,
Chris, what did you do this morning? Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
I got ready. I slept in a little bit, got ready, had my caramel flavored coffee. Not real into flavored coffees. My friend bought me some caramel coffee, which was very rewarding. Boy, this is a boring show today. Actually did some stuff around the house. My mom came over. We had lunch. I worked out. I mounted this microphone, and here we are.
That sounds like fun. Now, I want to backtrack a second there. You said you're not a flavored coffee guy?
Generally not, no.
I have a thing about flavored coffees. Like just coffee that's not black in general. I don't know. It's not manly. Can't do that.
Right. Like I said, it was a gift. I tell you what, it smells great.
Excuses. It does smell good, but it never
And-
tastes like that.
It tastes like it smells, which isn't coffee. It tastes like
No, it's candy.
artificially flavored coffee. So,
Yeah. Yeah, it's candy. Yeah, but every morning, black coffee. If I'm running late, I'll put some milk in it to cool it down, not to add or reduce the flavor. So it's utilitarian, not a weakling thing. I think that's important. You can't be like, I always see these cop shows where there's the head detective on the case is like, go get me a cup of coffee, 3 sugars and 2 creams. And I'm like, what the fuck? Who's this detective with a sweet tooth walking around like solving this heinous murder? Anyway, it's not a good look, fellas.
I will say this. Sherry used to drink Tim Hortons double doubles. So double cream, double sugar. And while I couldn't drink the whole thing, it was very tasty. It was like having an ice cream cone.
That's. I feel like when I drink coffee like that, I can smell it in my pee. It's like it just like saturates your whole body.
That's
Yeah.
too much information, man.
Sorry, TMI for the viewers at home. But that's another reason you shouldn't drink it. It's just bad for you. Black coffee, 5 calories, no glycemic index. glycemic index. You can do it while you're doing some intermittent fasting. It's great. Good
It's
stuff.
supposed to be good for your brain too, right?
What? I never knew that. I thought fish was good for your brain.
Fish oil, oily fish, or maybe it's motor
Italian
oil,
fish? Is that what you're saying? Oh, I have some of that in the garage.
Grecian formula.
I just mowed the lawn too. Looks goddamn nice. Speaking of motor oil, but I'm just gonna have to pop for a new lawnmower. I fucking hate that thing. And this isn't even my house. It's like back breaking.
On the other hand, heard the guys mowing my lawn the day before yesterday.
You heard them.
Hey, quiet down, man.
That was it. What? Yeah. Hey,
That's
try to
inconsiderate.
sleep in here.
Hey,
Hey, come on. Yeah.
keep it down.
Yeah. Yeah.
So-
You're doing one of these at the volume. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just building
Hey,
those. They're building those fucking houses behind our house, and it's just a goddamn horrible fucking.
How
They
many
play
are they
this
building?
music, and it's like I think there's 18 lots total, but there's only like 5 to go or 6 to go. But now they're building the one directly behind my house, closest, and it's like incessant mariachi music. I'm like, fuck you. And the neighbor, whose house is already there on the other side behind us. My house is huge, folks. I don't own it, but the other neighbor, he has like fucking sports talk going all day at all hours of the day on his TV or whatever, and he doesn't turn that shit down.
And you
Every now
can
and then
hear
I'll
it?
just text him and be like, hey, is your TV on? Yeah, it's so fucking loud. It's ridiculous. Have some decorum, dude. So it's funny. I saw it when I was out there. They were watching TV, and I started mowing the lawn back there. They started mowing their lawn. I'm like, what? Are you kidding? 'Cause I'm gonna
Like stereo
ruin your-
wars in college
whatever.
or something?
Yeah, it's retarded. And we've considered doing that, literal stereo wars. We just go out there and play like good music too, not just ridiculous shit. But I think that would be funny. A little bit better than the Mortars, That's
No,
a
if they're
callback
doing
to a
sports
previous
talk
episode,
radio,
folks, but-
you need to put on like NPR or Rush or
or
something.
The View.
Yeah, something totally opposite
View would
sports,
be-
and crank it.
Yeah.
Put on the View and just crank
Yeah.
the shit out of it.
Joy Behar and
That would be
fucking
hilarious.
Whoopi Goldberg just going at it. Yeah. But that actually leads into kind of something that I wanted to talk about today. And I got to give credit to Malice. Again, he's my intellectual savior. Oh, you know what? He called us too. Not us specifically, but as a group, was amateur intellectuals. So I thought it would be funny if and he said, I don't mean that disparagingly. It's just, you're not established. And so I thought it'd be funny if we get a website and the website is very failed amateur intellectuals, and that redirects to Abe Ballin on YouTube.
Well, he
Or ask
dogs
the
on a
Abe Ballin
lot
YouTube,
of people,
but-
like failed podcaster, like a lot of his guests, right?
Yeah, that's why.
Some
yeah,
of whom
very
have
failed.
probably-
Insert whatever. Yeah.
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 Yeah,
Anyway, fun thing.
I go from loving him to disliking him
Despising him.
pretty frequently.
He's not dislikable, so I just enjoy.
Well, there's
'cause
times
I'm never
when
the target.
he's smart and sincere and serious, because the guy has a lot to offer. He's a smart guy.
Definitely.
When he's serious, I like hearing what he has to say. He's a good thinker. But then when he does, remember when he had that woman on who she was talking about, she might have had weight issues or something like that, and he was eating
He
and
was just
putting on
eating
the
the whole
candy
time.
rings, and it didn't work. And then I was like, you know what? I haven't seen Malice in a while, and this is just a few days ago. And he was talking about, I think the title was he was going to talk about a book. Then he had that pig's nose on, and it's like, dude, it doesn't work. Pick one. Be, the smart guy.
I don't like
who
that he
went,
does that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, be the smart guy who went to North Korea and made yourself into somebody, and all of a sudden, became a Fox News commentator, and all that. Or be the sophomoric, funny, really smart guy who just can't be serious. But pick one. He's so inconsistent. And like I said, I think the guy has a lot
I think
to
I
offer.
fit that role.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you're pretty consistent. Sometimes he'll be really serious.
In my views.
I, in your personality on this show, I think you're fairly consistent.
Like there's a modifier. I accept it though. It's fine. Um, and to tangent off of that, here's what. And this, by the way, was a Chris thing, which is why I remember to tell it, or say it to you. Several times on this show, you've said, "Hey, the one thing that the president needs to do is just to get up there and say, hey, I'm the president. Everything's gonna be fine. Don't worry about it. I got it."
The exact
right?
words are,
So
I'm in charge. Everything's going to be okay. I'm in charge.
I'm in charge.
Everything's going to be okay.
Right.
But you got it right.
And this was very, yeah, thank you. In the gist, you're arguing semantics, Chris. Jesus. So earlier today, I'm listening to some Trump interview with Jim Acosta back in March, and Jim Acosta is going, "Yesterday, Mr. Trump, you said, everything's going to be fine, and the coronavirus is going to go away, and people shouldn't worry about it, and they should stay calm." And he's like, I wanted him to stay calm. You think I wanted to cause panic? He's like, I can cause panic even more than you. He's like, I would cause panic like you haven't ever seen before, right? And he's like, but that's not what I wanted to do. He's like, this is along your line. He was doing exactly what he said. He was trying to keep people, have them stay calm. And it's like, yes, you did do your job right there. And he even said, there was a choice to be had. It's like, I could have told people to just do whatever they're going to do, but he didn't say that. He said, hey, it's going to be okay. He didn't say run, was it ruckshod, whatever? Roughshod? Who cares? And go to spring break and, have sex with strangers and whatnot. But I thought that was at least a good point. And it was like, hey, I'm in charge. Everything's going to be okay. Everything's going to be amazing. And I thought that you, if you're going to stick to your principles, should have to award that in him. And I just wanted to hear you say that.
The thing is, you need to do that from start to finish and be consistent about it.
I think he is doing that.
If I had seen that, I would have said, nice job, guy. Now you got to keep it up. Stay the fuck off Twitter.
How is he going to win the election if he can't tweet? What are you talking about? That's where he tweeted himself into the White House.
Somebody...
Anyway, so I thought that was nice.
What was I watching? Somebody's talking about whether or not there are going to be debates. Trump can win the debate without even winning a debate. He'll just take Biden down.
Oh yeah, and your son, whose meth problem we haven't talked about yet. He's like, crack problem, and then Biden goes, no, it's meth. He goes, oh right, it's crystal meth. No, but
hopefully,
yeah, like that's any better. But
hopefully Trump would be smart enough, or at least listen to people, not to go there.
Smart enough or highbrow enough is the question for me. And I don't think that Biden, and I know for a fact, there's going to be preparation, right? You have teams of people who are going to prepare you for these debates, which at the very least should bump Biden up from the current status that he's at, which is teetering on absolute senility, I believe. Now, if he's got this team of people, right, that'll give him a nice shot. If he's taking drugs that are going to stabilize his mind, whatever the case is, I'm not going into any of that stuff. But at the very least, he's got a team, and they're going to do prep debates. So, but he prepared for that. I think that Biden is almost the kind of guy where he wouldn't even want that to be in the prep sheets because he doesn't even want it brought up like hypothetically. They'd be like, "This is your worst enemy, your worst nightmare as a political opponent," and he's going to bring up some pretty fucked up shit about your life, including the fact that your son did horrible things and potentially has seedy roots in China, business ties in China. I don't even think he's going to want to debate that. And if Trump brings that stuff up, it's just going to the dam is going to go, man. And it's going to be a sight to be seen.
If there are debates, Trump's going to have to walk a careful line. Because if he goes too far,
what his base
Biden will get pity votes,
sympathy votes,
sympathy votes. if Trump is just an insincere
maybe.
bully, people who are on the fence will go the Biden way. That was just too brutal. I can't vote for that guy.
Look at him talk about
Well, he's a
Biden's son
bully.
like this.
He's always been a bully.
Look at him speak honestly about Joe Biden's son.
It's how we got
Terrible
the
person.
nomination. It's absolutely how we got the
Yes,
nomination.
he's
And
a bully.
to some
he's
degree
also
won.
like the popular
Crooked
kid.
Hillary. Crooked Hillary. Yeah, he is the pop. You know who he is? You know who he is? He's the blonde kid in Karate Kid.
Oh, the
Cobra Kai.
sweep the leg kid,
Yes.
or no, Cobra Kai. Yeah, he is.
No, he didn't sweep the leg. The guy before him did. Anyway. Johnny.
He's the kid who gets all the girls and is mean to the nerds, but people still like him for it. They're like, yeah, fuck that guy. You're right. Ted Cruz is the Zodiac killer. Right. That's who he is, and he plays it well. I'm not going to speak to whether or not that's the kind of person we need as president, but it's definitely entertaining.
Thank you. That's the first time
And
you've ever
Malice
said
always-
anything like that. I appreciate that.
Whatever. I think it's fair to point that out, that I'm totally not, because, and this is important, folks, and I know I feel like every episode kind of comes back to some feel good shit, but the person in the White House does not have a direct impact on your daily life. And even if that person is doing something that causes other people to riot, and that fucks with your daily life, it's not his fault, because they don't have a right to reaction based on his actions. So it's them, first of all. Thank you for that. Now,
See, hang on.
shit that's going to affect
I gotta
your
jump
real
in
life
there.
is local.
I hope I don't ruin a thought, but I got to jump in real quick. I totally don't agree. A lot of people make a lot of choices about what affects their lives, and potentially the president of the United States, and whether or not you're a fan. And Trump has a lot of fans and a lot of haters. And there's people who just love to hate. And he's a guy who brings that out in people. And it's their own fault, but I totally disagree with you. There are people whose lives he affects every day, who can't get
my
enough.
point is that it's their own fault.
Yeah, I agree with that. And there
That's
were
the
a
point I'm
lot
trying to
of.
make, is that if
I was just going to say there were a lot of Obama lovers who just loved the guy because they loved him, not because he was a good president, but they just loved the
I
guy.
thought you were going to say because he's black. Sorry. But you're right. And Obama was cool. He was a very likable dude. Totally likable.
was.
I like Obama. But, yeah. But the point I'm trying to make is, like Chris said, it is your own fault. So if that makes you unhappy, change something about your innermost thoughts and feelings. Well, don't go that far, but at the very least, take a step back and say, everything's going to be fine because my locality isn't run by this schmuck or whatever. You know, that's the shit that's going to change you. What's going on with the streets? You know, what's the what's the new bond for the school? How's that going to affect your taxes in your area?
I have
Shit
a
like
very
that will
concise
affect you.
way. Go finish up.
Wheelchair ramps.
There you go.
No, that's
I have
it.
a
I'm
very
done.
concise way to say what you were just saying. Think of something better for yourself to focus your thoughts on. Right?
Yeah.
You know, before,
Yeah.
I don't know if it was he settled down or after he got sick or whatever. I don't listen to Rush a lot, but earlier on, there were a lot of people who loved to hate him and would call in and were just obsessed with the guy and just couldn't get enough of disagreeing with, disliking him, and on and on. And Trump's that way. Anyway, yeah, there are better things to do with your energy than focus on bad stuff. For sure.
Yeah. Focus on the good stuff, which is so love that we do get to talk about that on this show, by the way, because that stuff matters too. Matters more. I'm gonna even go ahead and say it matters more, and it's better for you.
It does matter more.
Yeah.
You know what I really hope? I hope we just get through this election, whatever the outcome, and people don't lose their minds. I hope the process goes well
It's inevitable. Sorry.
and the country doesn't come unraveled. Because I could see the country coming unraveled with either result.
You seriously think that Republicans would like go riot if? Oh, no, it's gonna be the same people rioting either way. But it would be like if the what the fuck? Who was it? The Red Sox win the World Series or whatever, and like people who like the Red Sox were freaking out. It's like, what the fuck? You're like, your guy won. Why are you flipping cars over? It's just, it's insured. It's fine. No, it will be the same people rioting. First of all, like the same people that we mentioned several months ago when this shit all started happening. Is people who have too much free time and nothing to lose. But yeah, I don't see how in any case where it's like older white Republicans going out like rioting in the streets. You know?
No, who knows? Who knows? It's going to be interesting, man. It's going to be interesting.
And we're getting into the thick of it. We're 2 months away. I'm so fucking excited.
Really? I think it's going to be
I'm
bizarre.
growing tumescent
All
with
these,
anticipation.
with all these potential mail-in ballots, the night of the election, I don't think they're going to be able to call it. They may not be able to call it for days.
Probably not.
It's going to be bizarre. It's going to be totally fucking bizarre.
Are you going to go vote in person?
I'll do absentee ballot, not mail though.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like the mail-in, they could just get fucked up. I don't know. It's just too much. It's too much up in the air. There's so much at stake, folks.
Their voting has already
3,
started.
maybe even
in-
4 Supreme Court justices or what? What?
Yeah. Yeah, that's a big deal.
Oh, fuck
In
yeah,
some
it's big
states, early voting has already started. I think either absentee or mail-in. Isn't that wild?
deal. How do they do military voting? Because isn't that
Absentee. It's absentee ballot.
Yeah.
But they're still
That
physically
makes sense.
transported somewhere.
Right.
Like, well, at least I know in the case of like ships at sea. And sometimes they don't count them. If somebody's ahead
Well,
by...
that's what I thought was if it's a victory anyway, they're like, we're not going to count it. Yeah.
Right. If somebody wins, a state by 1 million votes and there's 50,000...
900,000. Or right.
Yeah, if there's, 50,000 absentee ballots, then it won't sway anything.
They're like, fuck it. Yeah.
They usually go uncounted.
This is the first. I bet you that there will be even fewer people who vote in this election than the last one.
In terms of total participation,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because I don't know any young people who like Biden. Who likes Joe Biden? But like, it could
but
be a
they hate-
young thing
but they
for you
hate
to
Trump.
like Hillary, you know?
But they hate Trump.
Yeah, but yeah.
The whole
Yeah, but if you actually have
SJW
to go
thing.
do something,
Yeah,
I don't
Yeah.
know. I think it's different. I think if you gauge the pulse of young people, of which I'm a part of in terms of a demographic, but in no ways in the social circles of, I would say that you definitely got a different, definitely a different vibe this time around, no doubt.
you poor kid. This is
All my
your
friends
second.
are 30.
This is your
kids.
and 50. This is your second presidential
And
cycle,
50.
right?
Fourth. Oh, you mean as a voter? Yeah, second.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah,
wait a
you-
second.
you-
Actually, would have been my. Yeah, not good.
You
at
got
math.
right in there to get 2.
Fuck yeah, I did.
Fucking A.
Oh yeah.
Nice move, man.
Thanks.
Hey, did we finish on Malice?
That's a nice move.
You know what I didn't say? So he was doing there was a title about something that I brought up when he was, doing the food thing with that chick who lost a bunch of weight. And then he came on and he had a pig nose on. And I'm like, really, dude? And I just, 2-3 minutes in, I'm like, I can't do this. And it's funny. Who's the Eric Weinstein,
Yeah.
he ripped on Malice and basically
Oh,
said, you know
fuck.
what?
Really?
Yeah, he kind of dismissed him, kind of in the way that I did. He was like, you know, he's a good mind, but I forget exactly how he described it, but he was like, you know, the guy's, he's just needs to grow up, or he said it, and Eric Weinstein can't say anything in normal vernacular,
Not
but
be.
yeah, talk about intellectual snob. At first, I thought he just
Snobbery.
at first I thought he just couldn't get out of his own way in terms of the way he thought, but he's really, really snobby. He's kind of a dick. He doesn't give a fuck if people don't understand him. He's like, fine, all the better. Did you know that?
He's like the guy who goes to Japan and speaks English the whole time. He's like, I fucking want noodles. God,
he's the
damn
guy.
it. I'm kidding,
He's the
I'm
guy
kidding.
who would go to Japan and correct people in their Japanese speech. Right?
In Japanese.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Because that
Bring
dude
great
is
dishonor
fucking
on your
smart.
family.
That guy is smart. You know, remember
Not that
when
I'm
I
just
talked
kidding.
about
I'm
this
just
and you
kidding.
said, he's fucking smart.
What?
Elaine said the same thing. That, like, I would be interested in pairing up with
Elaine.
that guy to bring, like, you know, a level of decent intellect, but a high degree of normalcy and kind of pull him down. Did you ever watch
Yeah.
the Ted Cruz, Eric Weinstein podcast?
No, I haven't watched a single one of those.
Watch that one, because one thing that's really interesting is Ted Cruz has his sidekick, and Ted Cruz and his sidekick even more so say to Eric Weinstein, now, so explain that in regular words. And they do it probably half a dozen times because he has something good to say, and he says it in, you know, in academia vernacular, or his, you know, his intellectual, you know, hypothesized code. And you're like, dude, what the fuck are you talking about?
I will say this. Simplicity is genius. So Eric Weinstein, if he's such a fucking intellectual snob, can fuck off. So, like, it's not a bad thing that you're that smart. I will applaud you, sir, for being an intellectual Hercules, so to speak. But simplicity is genius. If people can't understand you, what the fuck good is that? Are you going to be on an island, you know, island of man? It's like there's something to be said for that.
Yeah.
And there's also something to be said if you're going to be a shaker and a mover. But
Yeah. What, I don't know. If you take somebody who's in the 99th percentile in terms of, you know, recorded intellect, and they don't understand a third of what you say, you're fucking doing it wrong.
that's my point.
Yeah. But I thought
Yeah.
he just didn't get it. He does get it, and he doesn't
No.
care.
Right, but that's yeah, okay, that muddles the line between personality flaw and then okay. Fair enough. Whatever. Eric Weinstein, you win this one, but just know that if you want your ideas, why do you have a show if you want people to understand what you're saying? Don't speak like that. It's not impossible. I don't know.
I think his response would
snob.
be, that's not my audience. Then that's not my audience. My audience is
I don't
people
want
at
those
my
people
level who
watching my
understand me.
show.
Right. Right.
Oh,
It's
which there are
fucked
4
up.
people, by the way. There's 4 people like you who live in the United States. That's it. Well, that's an exaggeration, but
Maybe 5.
you get what I'm saying. It's a tiny
Yeah.
little number.
Yeah, well,
People,
that's my
yeah.
point exactly. When 99 out of 100 people can understand maybe half of what you're saying, you're doing it wrong.
And then that other one guy gets 66% of it. Right. But I don't know. Fuck that. I think everyone at home can understand us perfectly well because we speak with such. Chris and
Yeah,
I
for
both
sure.
went to years and years of elocutionary school, by the way. Yeah.
But if you go to,
in tandem.
you haven't watched Brett Weinstein either, have you?
No.
He's got some good stuff. That he's good. He has learned how to be a good communicator. And he puts good shit out there. I like watching that.
That's important. Yeah, very important.
Yeah.
Communication, which I think probably I don't even know, maybe 1/3, if not 20% of all people are good communicators. I don't know. Like, it's more than just words, right? It's body language, eyesight, everything that you speak. Well, depending on the medium, but there's a lot more to it than just the actual words you say. It's your inflection, tone, speed, or
A
pace,
huge part.
all that stuff. Totally.
Empathy.
Yeah.
Empathy's
Which,
huge.
by the way, is portrayed through your inflection and your tone. So it's
Yeah.
not. Empathy is just a result of those pieces. It's not its own thing.
Oh, or vice versa. Whatever.
Oh,
No,
or vice
it-
versa, sure. You'd see it like that.
It
No,
just
you're right.
depends.
I can see it like that. Yeah. You empathize with somebody, and therefore you alter your language to do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, very few people are good at communicating. Even like in the political thing, which the political, I was going to say industry. What a fucking joke. The political sham.
No, you know what?
Not even all those
Sadly-
people are good communicators.
Hang on. Let's rule this one back. Sadly, that thought was accurate.
Yeah.
The political industry.
Thank you. Yeah.
Guess what? Where's AOC going to be for the next 50 years?
In a fucking seat of
In
Congress.
Washington. Where else will that woman be able to go and make 170 grand a year? No place.
That's actually a fucking great thought if you think about it like that. What are her better prospects? We should
None.
do a fucking show on that, Chris. Is where did they end up? The people that got booted out of office or voted out?
That'd be a shitload of work, but it would be a great show. That'd be a great show.
That would be really
It would
good.
have to be. It'd have
Be
to
like,
be
this one
totally
died.
objective.
He was on welfare the next day. Yeah. This one, he couldn't fucking hack it. for 1
Spontaneous
year.
combustion.
Spent all- Yeah.
Three blew-
Yeah, he burst into flames.
3 blew up.
Yeah. Yeah, for folks at home, I don't know if you know this, but Chris and I both hate with a passion politicians on both sides of the aisle. So I think it's fair that we get to throw those jabs in.
I wouldn't say exclusively. I can think of one
Okay,
that I like.
vast majority.
Yes. It's a
The
yes.
Vast majority.
Washington.
Overwhelming majority.
Washington is full of ick.
Yeah.
I liked John
Um,
McCain.
Anyway,
I liked him very much.
you like John McCain?
I did.
I
Not-
sort
not
of
necessarily
lost a little bit of respect for you.
Not necessarily
As a
politically.
person. Yeah.
Not politically. He was as good as they get.
Well, I
But
liked Teddy Roosevelt, but he was a shitty president. So,
How could you like a guy? You never heard him talk. I mean,
I never heard him. He got fucking shot. He shot and he finished his fucking speech. That is amazing. He's like, no, it's fine. Yeah, sorry. Continue your thought.
I was done.
Yeah, you're
I
done.
was done.
Damn straight.
Teddy
He
Roosevelt
killed
squirrel.
personally most of the animals. What?
Teddy Roosevelt squirrel.
Squirrel. Yeah, he killed most of the animals in the Museum of Natural History himself. Like, what the fuck? Anyway, that's crazy. He had a glass eye. Anyway, shit like that. That makes you a very cool person and a likable person, but your political acts speak to your character as well. They can totally be a detractor from you. So,
He's Mr. San Juan
like-
Hill, right?
Who?
Teddy Roosevelt.
Teddy? I think so.
Right? Didn't
I
he
don't know what that means.
lead a charge in a war or a
Oh, San
scuttle
Juan.
on horseback?
He was the Rough Riders guy. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know anything about him. Yeah.
Have you seen Night at the
And
Museum?
then after he was president, I think he was trying to get Taft to draft him again. Like after he was already out of the military. After he was president. Sorry. Anyway, whatever.
to
Doesn't
draft
matter. This
him
is
or
a
to
fun episode for
or,
people who don't.
or to appoint him
let
as
him
like
enlist again or
Secretary of
whatever.
War or
Yeah.
something?
No,
really?
like let him go fight and kill people. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow,
I have
that's
to
interesting
check. I'll double
history.
check and I'll I'll come back with a weekend update for you guys next week. But he was a phenomenal guy, crazy dude, and he had a fucked up childhood. So, but yeah, I'll figure it out for you guys.
I don't know that much about the guy. Everything
You
I
don't know
know
that
about
much
him, I
about
learned at night at the museum. I don't know if you heard me ask you if you saw that movie.
Oh, that's what you asked me?
Yeah.
I have seen that, but I don't think they talked that much about who he was as a person. I think he just has like a few
Right.
quotes.
That's how little I know
He
about
doesn't, like,
the guy.
explain them. Yeah. Yeah.
That's
I don't
my
even
point.
know anything about him in that movie. Yeah. And Robin, was it own? No, Robin Williams, right? Did
Yeah.
a good job playing TR. Wasn't
Yeah.
big
That.
and
Yep.
fan of, but
Yeah. Nice recall. I forgot
Yeah.
about that.
Thank you.
Hey, did you know?
R.I.P.
Just going total tangential here, that Robin Williams had some very specific type of dementia. And that
yeah,
had
I did, but I
largely
don't
to
recall
do
that.
with his psychological problems. I didn't know
Yes.
that.
What is it? Is that his wife who said that? Or
I heard
someone?
it.
I don't know.
Well, I forget where I heard it, but I heard it just in the last few weeks. I was like, I didn't know that. That didn't get shared in the mainstream press. And that's very relevant. That's very relevant.
That is
and-
pretty relevant.
So, you know what? So here's my disingenuous press thing for the week. The press didn't share that. You know why? I think it detracts from the drama. I think it's more sad if he's just a regular guy who couldn't hack it than somebody who was suffering with a mental illness. That's my quick conclusion.
And when you're first releasing a story, I don't even think that they care necessarily what the truth is. The first step is to verify and then twist. I don't know that you're like
That's kind of my
you know?
point.
Yeah. Yeah. Right, I'm agreeing with you. So you're like, what did he do? Oh, he's fucking sad because he was mentally depressed or whatever the fuck, unstable. And they're like, oh, no. Some doctor comes on. He's like, well, he had a mild form of what, it's kind of akin to what a football player has with CTE and why they might go on a murderous rampage like O.J. Simpson. And they go, no, shut up, doctor. This story is going to pan out better on air. And the guy's like, I have a degree right here.
Right. We don't need medical facts here. I'm the storyteller.
Whoa there, doctor. Yeah, geez. No.
Wait a minute. I wanted to record it on my phone. Did I tell you about the Joe Scarborough promotion of MSNBC and what he said?
No.
So it was an ad, and it was Joe Scarborough talking about MSNBC, and he basically wrapped it up in, like, quote unquote, we tell the stories you want to hear.
Yeah, I was going to say, we tell you stuff that's interesting, where all the interesting stories find their way.
But he said stories, not news. You want to hear. We tell the stories you want to hear. Those are the two things that are totally fucking wrong with everything that's going on with disingenuous news reporting. They're telling they're storytellers. And they have
They're
a fucking
fuckers.
narrative, right? That their
Yeah.
viewers want to hear. Thank you very much, but just report everything factually and I'll sift through it myself. Please.
Wait,
I don't know. I
That
don't
was
know
what
where
was
to go
ironic.
get that anymore.
that was ironic about what I said earlier in the show about Jim Acosta questioning Trump about that. Why would you say that? Why would you? And the reason this interview came up is because something came out just recently where was Trump admitted to somebody who he was being confident with, and that got leaked. That he knew that it could have gotten worse, but he decided that he was gonna tell America to stay calm. And Jim Acosta is questioning him, saying, March 4th, you said this. March 31st, you said this. Why did you lie, Mr. Trump? President Trump, why did you lie to the American people about your, what you thought about coronavirus? And he's like, why did I lie? I didn't lie. I told them to stay calm. And it's like Jim Acosta, the fucking, just like you said, the disingenuous news guy who couldn't even comprehend not using a camera for his own benefit and causing a fucking panic. He's like, you're in front of a TV. You need to cause panic. That's your job when you're in front of a TV. Dude, it didn't even cross his mind. Or he was being disingenuous, which I guess makes me the foolish one. But anyway,
It's so pathetic.
I'll tell you what, folks at home, this is where you get the real news, because we don't even know it. We wait weeks before things become relevant. And then we'll
We
talk
don't
to you
even
about it
we
then.
don't even talk about facts, and you'll learn stuff. Well,
Yeah, we talked.
how
yeah,
early were we
hypothetical
on
situations.
the Greta train? We were way early on
Fuck
that.
yeah, we were way on top of the Greta train. And where is she, by the way? I saw her on the side of a milk carton. She's missing.
She's old news.
Yeah, that was good.
No,
Yeah,
if
broken
you
window
remember,
fallacy,
I
that's
don't
not
know
a
if it
real
was
thing.
you or me that said, you know what's going to happen is she's going to go from being a 15 or 16-year-old, dramatic, admirable young lady to she's going to go and she's going to get her education and she's going to be, older, like late 20s, and she's going to have a PhD and she's going to start presenting like rational data, and people will be like, oh, we have no place for that.
No.
You're no good anymore.
Please stop. Yeah. Doctor, right, just like we were saying. We don't have any use for your degree here, fucking
Right.
PhD.
She'll go get a PhD in
Thunberg.
environmental science or something like that, and they'll be like, we're not interested in
How dare you?
take your facts and data and get the fuck
Yeah.
out of here.
Yeah.
We need a 15-year-old
What
drama
happened to your
queen.
boat?
Right.
Yeah. We're going to sit outside the English Parliament or whatever, Swedish Parliament. Who cares? Yeah, your old news, Greta. Old Gretty. You know what would be? You know what I'm thinking that we should do, and this is unrelated to learning, folks, but maybe your input would be very appreciated. We should do segments, and I think one of those segments should be predictions, where we go back and watch the old shows and find out when we predicted stuff that was right and when it was wrong. If we made a prediction, what happened? And then in that same segment, we make a prediction.
We've been spot on a handful of things, and they don't come to mind right now. But
No, there's been a few. And I remember I've kind of shoved it in your face a few times. That's the only reason why I remember. Because I will usually bring it up to you. But
you shoved like being right in my face.
I'll
Dude,
be like,
you
yeah,
were right.
fuck
you.
you.
Were so right.
Yeah, I picked that one.
We
Yeah,
were
exactly.
right.
Yeah. Well, I'll make a point of it because I'm a douchebag, but or a narcissist. I don't know. Either way.
Those aren't mutually
know.
inclusive or exclusive.
Right. You could be. Well, because if I'm calling myself a douchebag, I wouldn't be necessarily narcissistic unless I.
If
found
we're
that
doing
it
a Venn
be an admirable
diagram,
quality.
they're this. Right.
That's what a Venn diagram is.
No, but if we're doing a
You
Venn
mean this
diagram,
part?
they overlap.
So you mean this part of a Venn diagram? Because this part is the whole thing. What are you talking about? That is a Venn diagram. You mean a section of a Venn
I said
diagram.
if it were a Venn diagram, it would be this. It would be
No, never mind.
this.
I'm right.
As am
Yeah,
I.
that's what a Venn diagram is. That's the whole thing.
Yeah, but I just drew the Venn diagram of those two words or concepts.
But it already is. All right, folks. Okay.
I'm not sure
I
what-
concede on this one. Chris is right. I'll explain it to you later.
Okay, yeah, I don't even understand what the argument is.
It's okay. I'll explain it to you off air so I don't embarrass you in front of our millions and millions of viewers.
Because I'm old and feeble.
I broadcast. I don't know. I put this one out there. Hopefully, people are watching. I'll be embarrassed if they are. But, yeah. What are your plans for tomorrow? Now that we're kind of running down the clock here.
Masturbate. Shit
Masturbate.
around the house. The house is still recovering
Sounds fun.
from the initial COVID laziness. Not laziness, just
It's
like I don't know.
It's more lived in. It's cluttered. Yeah.
Reprogramming. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is. It's not that bad, but I just need to get organized again. So just that, and it's
Well,
going to
good
be
for you.
nice.
That's good.
I
Yeah.
might drive out to Kensington Park. Sit on the
Sounds like
fishing
fun.
pier.
Yeah.
Listen to a podcast.
You ever actually fish or you just hang out?
I have fished off the fishing pier. But it's a great place to just listen to the waves slap up against the wood and catch some sun. And
Yeah. Kensington's great.
yes.
Yeah, parks, newfound appreciation for parks in general, I'll say. I won't say why, but I will say that I do have a newfound appreciation for parks. What am I going to do? I feel like I need to do some... I need to get, like, fucking... I need to start working out. Because the weight is coming off, but it's just because I'm excluding a particular ingredient. Now, the weight coming off, it will... Because I've done this before, where I was, like, overweight and then lost weight, and you just look like a fucking twig. So you have to get to a certain point, which I think is right now, where I need to start bulking up again on muscle. But I'm so fucking lazy, I can't just get myself to walk into the pool room and work out. Even just swim, like, once a night or once a day.
Swim. You put muscle on when you swim?
Well, I shouldn't say that. That's more of like a cardio, and that will make it easier for me to work out if I can build up some,
Stamina.
some cardio doing laps.
And then what?
Does that
Lift
make no
weights,
sense at all?
push-ups,
Does
and
that
pull-ups?
tell you
No,
something?
that makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Establish a little base so you can go really get after it.
Actually do it. Yeah. Yeah, lifting weights, whatever it is. Because Brennan is fucking jacked. My little brother, who's 21, just turned 21, I think. He runs literally 13 miles a day. So, like, I feel like I couldn't
What?
even run. I couldn't run 1 mile.
He
Yeah, he
runs
runs
a half
13 miles a day.
marathon a day. That's
Yeah.
That's not good for your body.
Oh, it's not good. His knees and his feet get fucked up every now and then, and he just like can't do it. But I think he does quarter marathons every now and then instead of a half. But he does halves very, very frequently. He's a beast, freak of nature. But he doesn't have thalassemia, and I do, so it's not fair.
That's a lot. That's a lot of running.
It's unbelievable.
That's a lot of
It
running.
makes him humble. I think he wants to be Joe Rogan. Yeah,
Rogan doesn't run.
might
Rogan
even shit.
couldn't.
Rogan runs.
No, he doesn't.
He's a beefcake, but he runs. Yeah.
No, he does hills in the park every once in a while and calls himself a runner. Pisses me
Okay.
off.
Rogan calls himself a runner is what I should have said. Let's
Yeah, he
call him
doesn't-
up. I have his number right here.
Right. He doesn't do true road work. He said, he's like, I don't know how people go out
He's
and
a big
run.
guy for that.
Yeah. He's like, I don't know how people go out and just run for 6 or 8 miles. He's not a runner.
Well, there's the guest that he's had on his show who does, and the reason why Brennan does a half marathon every day,
Those
if not
ultras?
frequently, who does, he does a marathon every day. He runs a fucking marathon every day. And it's
No
like, what are you doing to your body?
way.
Yes. Well,
Who
I shouldn't say every day.
was
Oh,
it?
God, he's the
Was it that
archer,
ultra
dude. Cam
marathoner?
Newton?
Was it that ultra marathoner?
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I
I don't
saw
watch
that
the show.
podcast. He doesn't train that much. Part of your training is doing the races. Yeah, where he'll do. I think an ultra is 100 miles, right?
That's crazy. I don't know. He's the archer, too?
Don't remember.
Cam something. Whatever.
That sounds
Dude's
right.
crazy. Yeah.
He's had a couple
Anyway.
crazy guys.
Sorry, folks
One-
at home.
One was an ultra marathoner, and another was a guy who like walked from I don't know, Japan to Copenhagen or something. It was crazy.
Like over the water? What?
No, he went from the east end of Asia to the west end of Europe. In some
Yeah, but Japan is an island.
so he swam the fucking whatever ocean that is. or-
That's what I'm saying. How did he walk? He fucking. That would still be
maybe he
quite
started
impressive.
in
What was
maybe
it?
he started in Korea. But I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah, Korea, North Korea. It was like the Bataan Death March, right? Where they just marched those guys to death because it was too dishonorable to just shoot them. So they're like, we're gonna just walk you to death. Yeah,
Was that why they did that?
not good. Yeah, yeah.
Nice.
That's a big thing in Japan. That's no joke.
What? Crazy honor stuff?
Yeah, they kill themselves. That is no joke. What is it, harikari or
Harry Carey, yeah.
yeah, yeah. Anyway, harikari. Anyway, folks, that pretty much puts us at an hour. But I don't know. I think we're kind of puttering out here.
That went fast.
That's what she said. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Good time to stop. If we're out, we're out. I'm out. That was a Will and Grace.
I'm up.
That was a Will and Grace episode.
Never mind. Okay.
I'm out. Like out of the closet. Get out. I'm out.
That's why I said gay. Thanks. For
I
explaining.
didn't hear you. I was talking over you. Sorry.
Yeah. That's okay. That's all right. I forgive you.
In CB lingo.
Because that's what today's episode.
Stepping on you. That's what today's episode.
Because that is what. God damn it. That's what today's episode is all about, folks, is forgiveness. And that joke would have been funnier, but there's a half-life to comedy. So I am going to, I don't know, it's 6 o'clock right now, 5:45. I don't know what I'm going to do the rest of the day, but it won't be talking to you people because I'm sick of it.
Well, I already worked out, so I'm going to have some tequila and maybe order pizza and
Oh, we didn't
maybe
talk
stare in
about
the
what
mirror
your
and-
thing would be.
my thing.
Look at your own face.
It's just when we were trying to
Do it
decide
tomorrow.
what to talk about, I was thinking about going a little deeper into things. You know, everybody needs some things.
Chris, you're breaking the fourth wall. They don't know that we don't know what we're going to talk about when we come on the show.
The fourth wall. Yes. Show prep.
Everybody needs a thing.
Everybody needs a thing.
And this is...
And you know what? This is one of my things. All right, man.
This is one of... All right.
I think we've hit a hard stop.
I like you more than a friend. Okay.
I'll honor your offer.
Okay. I'll do that for you another time, but...
All right. Oh, the dogs think it's time too. I think it's time
yeah.
for you
All
to
right,
say
bye,
hang
folks
loose.
at home.
Hang loose.
Bitch.
All right. Later,
Have a
people.
good
We
Saturday.
will- Yes. Enjoy the rest of the weekend. And on with the tunes. Say goodbye to Charlie. Say goodbye to me. Later.